All right, we're heading out for a bike ramble to 3 Mile Island from Reading, Pennsylvania. So, let's go. So for my rambles, I usually just kind of try to keep it simple, really. If we look down here, just flat pedals and regular shoes. Today we're riding out of the suburbs of Reading, Pennsylvania, towards Lebanon, out towards Hershey to Harrisburg. We're gonna visit 3 Mile Island and then go camping, stealth camping, out in that region. Today's a really interesting ride because I just have so much I could share personally, being in the military and 3 Mile Island. My primary job in the military was like environmental sciences, meteorology, oceanography, and then I worked in the intelligence world for a bit. And so I've actually been trained on radiological fallout and things of that nature, but mostly only with like, weapon systems, not reactors. 3 Mile Island will be something interesting to talk about because we avoided a really horrible disaster, I think. And there's other things we can see along the way too. So first stop is Wernersville State Hospital. It's been around for quite some time. My wife's grandmother actually worked here a long time ago. Now I think they're using it more for drug rehab and stuff, but with any of these old buildings in the area, since we are on the subject of nuclear, it's something I grew up with a kid in the 80s, which is nuclear drills in the school because of the conflict we have with the Soviet Union and the United States at that time, the Cold War. But we have this, some of these old sites here, which is our nuclear fallout shelter, which is probably the basement reinforced building, and this was kind of common back in the day when they built these buildings and we had nuclear weapons and things like that. So this is Wernersville State Hospital, nice historical area where they're helping people. So Wernersville State Hospital is not far from where I live. Been around here many different times, and our next stop is going through probably Robizonia, but I'm gonna take the southern route, maybe head towards the VA, which I haven't been there, which I'm a veteran, 20 years in the Marine Corps, and I've never been to the VA hospital. So knock on wood, even though I'm having some physical issues now that I'm turning 50 this year. So yeah, let's head on, keep heading down the road, checking things out. So the main thoroughfare from Reading to like Harrisburg, out near 3 Mile Island, is the 422, which I'm on now, or you can take the turnpike to 76. Now there's plenty of shoulder to ride on the 422, but it's very loud and a bit unnerving. So you only want to be on here for a bit, and then you cut across and take the farm roads south of the 422 to get out towards Harrisburg. Okay, we got off the 422. So if you're bike touring from like Reading to Harrisburg, you wouldn't want to be on the 422 that long because it is just so loud. It's a major thoroughfare road for a lot of like semi trucks. It's really loud. So once you get through Robizonia, you cut off and you can go south of Lebanon and take the farm roads that way, where it's just really hilly on either side of the 422. So I'm just taking a break here before I hit the farm roads. Got my gravel bike right next to the no trespassing sign. So one of the things I try to respect when I'm out stealth camping and stuff is if there is a no trespassing sign or there are fences, obviously I'm not going to try to camp there at night. Or if there's a phone number, I'll actually call the person to say, hey, I'm on this road, do you mind if I just stay here overnight? So just to be a little bit respectful. So let's just get down the road, and I'm going to try to figure out where this VA hospital's at, which I've never been to. Okay, see where I'm at? Where's the VA hospital at? Out in the middle of nowhere, so you just use my cell phone. Okay, keep going that way. Woo! trip out to the VA in Lebanon. It's like 32 miles from my house, but it's like a 18-20 mile an hour headwind. So far the whole way, it's been pretty strong. So it's like 3 hours, 20 minutes to go that far. Really slow going, but when you ramble, it is what it is. I need to come back here and register with the VA. I don't know what it is. Like, you would think that retiring after 20 years in the Marine Corps that you would automatically get registered and your documents would be transferred, but when I got out, I had to make photocopies of my medical records, dental records, and keep all my paperwork. And I have to physically come here and register. So I've been retired for 10 years. And I always just thought that, you know, there's other guys that need it more than me. But as I'm getting older and things are starting to fall apart, probably need to get registered with the Veterans Administration. So yeah, I need to find somewhere to eat. It is getting hungry. I need to drink more liquids. My lips are getting chapped. Okay, let's go. We are now on the Lebanon Rail Trail. This trail is going to give me a break from the wind because it's heading directly south to southwest. The great thing about this trail is it's going to get me near the river, 15 miles, and we'll get closer to 3 Mile Island to finish up our trip for day one of the 3 Mile Island tour.
Evening. The news tonight is not encouraging. To sum it up in a word, it is still confusing from Harrisburg. To bring you up to the minute, an unexpected release of more radiation today from the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant has led to a series of consequences.
Workers were transferring radioactive cooling water from one holding tank to another when a valve opened, releasing radioactive steam. Throughout the day, chaos and confusion reigned as monitors tried to determine exactly how much radiation was released.
Sign, white lines, long drive and I'm feeling something holding me back, cut ties.
There it is, folks, 3 Mile Island, where we kind of barely escaped the tragedy. So if this power plant would have melted down with the winds today, it would have been goodbye to York, Lancaster, Jersey, and Baltimore. The smolder from the nuclear power plant, or from the nuclear energy burning through that tower, would have spread pretty quickly. So really, spreading of that radiation really depends on a couple of things. Like a nuclear warhead is like a water balloon. It bursts, splashes out, and then the wind carries it. When you have a power plant go and it's burning, it's like a water hose, and the wind just keeps carrying that and carrying it for a long distance. The other factor would be, you know, is there an inversion? There's a lot of other meteorological conditions that will influence how concentrated that is. Is there rainfall and things like that? So luckily we averted this disaster in 1979. So that's 55 miles. Took me forever, so out of shape. But now we got to get down the road and find a place to stealth camp before the sun goes down along the Susquehanna River. Okay, I forgot to add here before I find my camping spot is you can't fly drones over this area. So basically it's against the law, federal law, to fly a drone over a nuclear site. And not only that, just 2 miles up the road is Harrisburg International Airport. And everything from this spot up to the airport is restricted from surface to 4,400 feet. You can't fly. You can possibly fly a little bit further down, and the ceiling for a drone would be about 1,600 feet. Looking at the airport map I looked at earlier, but if you flew a drone over the nuclear site, you're violating 2 federal laws. 1, you can't fly over a nuclear site, and 2, you're breaking airspace with the FAA. Okay, let's go. Lots of traffic on this road. I'm a little worried. Need to get on that river trail as quickly as I can. Okay, it was way too dark to film, but I had my one-man tent set up in a stealth location, kind of off the beaten path in an open area. And I'm gonna get some sleep, and then we'll get up in the morning, and it's just time to get home. All right. Woke up early. Did sleep good. Besides Mr. Beaver waking me up last night. But yeah, I'm pretty much in a one-man tent. You can see through. It's got a top on it. Set it up late last night. It just got dark quick. So with stealth camping, really, you know, I got into an area down by the river, which is really nice. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's not private property or anything. I didn't see any no trespassing signs, and just kind of picked my bike up and high-stepped it back in a kind of a clearing area right on the river, which is nice. It's just good to get out, man. Let me wake up and pack up and get some coffee. I need some coffee. Right home. Okay. Okay, see a little bit better now, a little bit more light. Yep, right down by the river here. And the trail is right up that way, the bike trail by the river. Here's my tent. I think go pretty camo too, because you got a tent cover. It's nice and green if you want to hide the tent, but it's just a one-man tent with a screen on it. Poncho liner worked really good. It wasn't really that cold. It's maybe 62 this morning. Got my Grava hoodie, and yeah, so let me get it all packed up and we can head back up and get some coffee and something to eat. All right, here we go. It's like 6:15 a.m.
But things change.
Okay, legs are tired. So, you know, I'm out of the campsite, stealth area. I can tell I'm about to turn 50 next month. Legs are taking a minute to get going. But I'll tell you about the camping experience last night, because I know some people have a hard time probably camping outside because they feel exposed. But what I can say is there's really not anything out there that's going to do much to you. Unless we're talking Rocky Mountains grizzly bears. For the most part, yeah, I'm not bothered by it. I think so. Last night I had like a beaver, I think, who was splashing around. That guy was being a bit annoying. And then, you know, only about 15 trains on the train tracks, like not far away. So other than that, I slept all right. Oh man, let me get up this hill. There's the Mars Wrigley factory and then the Dove factory. Right here, it just smells like chocolate. Oh my God. Now I'm getting hungry. I need to find some food. But there it is. It's where your Dove chocolate's made. See some of it. So on these multi-day bike trips, sometimes like when your legs are really tired, like mine are now, you'll have these thoughts where you just want to focus on the destination. And you got to try to avoid that because that really just kind of kills the whole experience. Take more breaks if you need to. That's what I do. And kind of slow down and enjoy the fresh air in the outside. And you'll eventually get there. And think about it this way. When you're out, you just eat whatever the hell you want too. Don't miss out on that opportunity. All right, I think it's like 50 miles till we get back home. All right, made it back home after day 2. 2 long days. Probably been more fun if I was conditioning for it. I was kind of pushing it really with this trip. And you know, maybe over 100 miles round trip. Splitting it to 2 days, not too bad, but a lot of wind got me. But hey, it felt good to actually go out and have an adventure and take my time and just do cool stuff. So yeah, until I see you again, bye.